Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you are not. I am Sophie from whatsophreadnext, and I am coming at you today with a meaty book haul. This is not every book I've bought recently. I've done a lot of pre-orders. There are some books that I'm just not going to talk about today because I had to cut it down. I really did. This is 2 orders basically, so we'll just go through 2 orders. There is no order whatsoever to the books I'm going to talk about. I just kind of stacked them a bit nicely. That's it. I've got a lot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 12 books here that I need to talk about. I'm just going to fly through it. I'm just going to tell you what's on the blurb because I'll be honest, most books that are on my TBR wish list, I suppose, are books I put on there because people have raved about it. I don't necessarily look into what they're about, like I read the blurb and check that I'm not going to hate it, and that's that. We buy it and we read it. Normally I would restack these books, but it's just going to get messy. So this is just going to deplete as we go down because I'm just going to throw the book on the floor. I've got loads of books out because I've already put these on my shelves and I shouldn't have done. I should have left them in a box. Book number 1, Jade City by Fonda. I'll be honest, wouldn't have picked it up. It's not my sort of thing, but I've only heard good reviews and it was cheap on Amazon, so we're going with it. Jade is the lifeblood of the city of Janloon, a stone that enhances a warrior's natural strength and speed. It is mined, traded, stolen and killed for, all controlled by 2 families equal in their power and ruthlessness. When a modern drug emerges that allows anyone, even foreigners, to wield Jade, simmering tension between the 2 clans erupts into an open war. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this book, but I've just heard such good things and I've got FOMO. Next up is Grown Ups by Marian Keyes. I have never read a Marian Keyes book. I do have one on my shelf that my partner's mum gave to me after she'd finished with it. This was a pre-order. It was out in hardback last year. It came out in paperback this year. I believe there are 4 different coloured covers and it was just randomly selected. I'm sure you can go to different places and pick it yourself, but on Amazon it was random colours. So this is meet Jessie, Cara and Nell, married to brothers Johnny, Ed and Liam Casey. 3 very different women tied to 3 very different men. Every family occasion is a party until the day secrets spell out. Playtime is over, but where are the grown-ups? I don't know, it just sounded fun. I've read a lot of fantasy recently and a lot of contemporary romance. This sounded a bit meatier and I just really fancied reading it. The next book I picked up is the Gilded ones, which has green sprayed edges. I have seen a copy of this. It must have been an exclusive somewhere where this is gold and there's all gold like foil on the cover, which looks beautiful. But this is the Gilded ones by Namina, Forna. Are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? The blurb is in the book. Decca or Dacre, I'm sorry, I don't know how it's pronounced. Decca lives in fear of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she can become a member of her village. If she bleeds red, she will belong, but on the day of the ceremony her blood runs gold, the colour of impurity, of a demon. The consequences force Decca to leave her village with a mysterious woman destined to join an army of girls like her. The Alaki, girls who are near immortals with rare gifts and the only ones able to stop the Empire's greatest threat. But as she journeys to the capital to train for the battle of her life, Decca discovers the Great Walled City holds many surprises. Nothing and no one are quite what they seem, even Decca herself. This was released at the start of the month. This is a book that I do want to get to really soon. I'm going to aim to get to it by mid-March, I think. I do really want to read this soon. Another pre-order is The Girls I've Been. I am actually planning on reading this weekend, so this video is going up on Thursday. I'm planning on starting this weekend or into the week. To understand my story, you first have to know about the girls I've been, and that starts with my delightful con artist mother, because I didn't choose a life of deception, I was born into it. 5 years ago I escaped and became Nora, who has a nice normal life in a nice normal neighbourhood, until this morning when I found myself at gunpoint in the middle of a bank heist with my ex-boyfriend and my new girlfriend. Talk about awkward. The first thing I thought was get down. The second thing, we're all gonna die because I stopped to buy donuts on the way to the bank. And the third thing, I'm the only one who can get us out of here alive because the gunmen have no idea who I really am. That girl has been hiding for far too long. This is by Tess Sharpe and I am excited to read this one. It looks like a good read. A couple of weeks ago I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab and I loved it. I cried a lot and I absolutely devoured it. I loved her writing style and I really want to read more of her books. I do not want to commit to the Dark Shades of Magic trilogy. I don't fancy either of the duologies at the minute, so I'm going for her YA books. These are The Tunnel of Bones and City of Ghosts. I believe City of Ghosts is the first one, and then this is the second one, and the third one is being released in March. They're here, they're watching. Cass can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead. When Cass's parents start hosting a TV show about the world's most haunted places, the family heads off to Edinburgh. Here, graveyards, castles and secret passageways teem with restless phantoms, but when Cass meets a girl who shares her gift, she realises how much she has to learn about the Veil and herself, and she'll have to learn fast. The City of Ghosts is more dangerous than she ever imagined. So these are quite short books. I'll probably fly through these, but yeah, I'm looking forward to giving these a read. Another book that I want to get to really soon is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is part of a trilogy, I believe. There are 2 books out already, and again a third one coming out next month. So this is Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan and a list. After almost but not quite dying, she's come up with a list of directives to help her get a life. But it's not easy being bad, even when you've written out step-by-step guidelines. What Chloe needs is a teacher, and she knows just the man for the job. Redford, Red, Morgan. With his tattoos and a motorbike, Red is the perfect helper in her mission to rebel. But as they spend more time together, Chloe realises there's much more to him than his tough exterior implies. Soon she's left wanting more from him than she ever expected. Maybe there's more to life than her list ever imagined. So this is the first in the Brown Sisters, whatever it is. I'm definitely going to read this book this month, and I will hopefully read the second one, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember what it's called right now. And the third one is being released shortly. So yeah, definitely want to get to this really soon. I kind of have to talk about these 2 books together, not because they're related to each other in any way, it just is the reason I bought them. I have wanted to read The Hate You Give for a while. I haven't seen the film, and I know this is the film cover, but hear me out. Amazon do a deal, which is 2 for £7. They used to do it across loads of paperbacks. Now it only seems to be sort of children's and middle grade young adult books, and the original cover is not in the deal, but the film cover is. So I got the film cover and then bought another book, The Hate You Give on its own. I think this version was £6.55, but I believe the original cover was £5.99, but for an extra £1 I could have another book. So The Hate You Give. Star Carter's world is shattered when she is the only witness to a fatal shooting of her unarmed best friend, Khalil, by a police officer. Now what Star says could destroy her community, it could also get her killed. This is by Angie Thomas, and I believe there is a prequel out which is about Star's father. I think it's called Concrete Rose, if I remember correctly. I've really fancied reading this. It's really important to read more books in the Black Lives Matter era. I'm looking forward to getting to this. And the book that I bought for essentially £1 was The Cheerleaders by Cara Thomas. There are no more cheerleaders in the town of Sunnybrook, not since the 5 girls on the squad died in one terrible summer 5 years ago. Monica's sister Jennifer was the last to die, and Monica assured there's more to her sister's death than anyone will admit. But whatever happened that summer isn't over. As secrets emerge and lies start to unravel, Monica finds herself at the centre of it all. Now she's going to get answers whether she wants them or not. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but it was £1, so I bought it. Another book that puts race at the forefront of its narrative is Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. I've seen this around. I believe it's been a few book club picks recently. I think this was £5, so I thought I'd treat myself. When Amira is apprehended at the supermarket for kidnapping the white child she's actually babysitting, her employer Alex resolves to make things right. So begins a crash course that will upend everything they think they know about themselves, each other, and the messy dynamics of privilege. This was longlisted for the 2020 Booker Prize Award. It's just over 300 pages, so I think I'll smash this out in a day, which I love to be able to do with a book. I love starting a day and just reading a book and being done with it, to be honest. This looks like a really interesting read. Final 2 books. The first is a graphic novel, The Sad Ghost Club. I first heard about this on Jade from Vanilla Moon's channel. She had pre-ordered this. This is by Lize Meddings. The illustrations are so cute, but honestly I think I'm really going to enjoy this. I love the end page there, that's stunning. In the author's bio at the back it says Lize Meddings is the creator of the Sad Ghost Club. She's trying to raise positive awareness on how differently mental health affects us all, and that's why I'm interested in reading this. This says on the back, it's not a sad story, though it begins with a struggle and anxious swirling thoughts, but some days, even the worst days, can surprise you. Join the Sad Ghost Club and find your kindred spirits. You are not alone. I just think this looks really lovely, and I'm going to get to this ASAP. At the minute I'm reading Shadow and Bone, but once I finish that I really want to get to this. The final book in this haul is These Violent Delights. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling in Shanghai in 1926. Again, I don't know loads about it, but people have absolutely loved this, and I believe there's a second one coming out later this year. I ordered this a while ago and it was on back order, and I thought it wasn't going to come until March, so it's very exciting that it's come now. Apart from it being a Romeo and Juliet retelling, I really don't know a lot about it. This pink is stunning. I really like that. There's nothing else on it, it's just a standard black hardback, but that pink there is beautiful. I went through my stack. We're done. We've got an empty space. That means I can wrap this up. That was a super quick haul. I've got a lot of videos to film today, I'll be honest, and I don't want to spend an age on it, and my camera battery needs charging. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have read any of these books or if any of them are on your wish list. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.